All right. So let's quickly do the walkthrough what you need to do. Right. So you've been given. I think this is the second month. You're supposed to submit this already. Right. So the few things you need to notice. You must have a link. That's a repository. You want to make a copy of that. Right before you start making the changes to the repository. Okay. So we said a lot of things, and this has nothing to do with kids now. It has nothing to do with Git at this point. So, because I don't want you to use Git Bash, so don't go to Git Bash, right? Just focus on your GitHub. So you're on GitHub. Let's say, for instance, right? You're on GitHub, and this is your account, assuming, and okay, let's assume that this is Nafisat. So Nafisat has sent you guys, you and Henry, this a link of what you were supposed to work on. They've created the HTML, and then you said they use Bootstrap. They've created the framework and you're supposed to style it. So let's assume that because she didn't send it to me, I'm not going to use any real time repository. So let's assume this this was it, right? Or let's say this, for instance. Um, and then I get to the code to copy. Let's assume this was what she did, right? And then she sent you this link for you to work on what is in the link, right? And then she has sent it to you maybe through your WhatsApp or something. So what you do is when you copy that and open it, let's say you want to open it here, and sometimes it may detect that I'm the one. So you want to open it here. All right. Um, so you see that this another account. This browser opens another account by default because I have a second account, right? I have two accounts. I have the other one and this. You see that my repositories are not same as what we have. I had 25 repositories there. How many repositories do I have here? My repositories. Uh, I have 22 repositories here. So you see, this is a different account altogether. So that's why I can make a copy of that repo because it's assuming that somebody else created that repository and I don't have access to that repository. So I have to make a copy of that repository now. So that's the same thing that is happening between you and Nefisat now. A team of Nefisat and Israel, and then your team, you and Henry. So they've sent you guys the link. You're going to make a copy of the link to be able to make any change to the link, right? Because you don't own the repo. So what you do is, assuming this is it, you've seen this interface on your laptop. Once you just click on the link they sent to you, right, or you copy it to your browser, it will open like this, and then you see the option to make a copy of it. And making a copy, the feature that gives you access to making a copy on your GitHub is called the FORK. That's fork. So you click on it. So once you click on it now, it will give you the option to rename it, to name your repository now. How you're going to call it locally for yourself. Let's say Python exercises 2 or team 2, T2. All right. So here we said modification. All right. So we create the copy. So once you've done that, you now have you now have it locally. You now can make changes. You now can see what was there. Now you can open this, right, and see what was in this file or in that repo and view the raw. So you see, it's even downloading for you to see other things. So let's click it. So you can view it because it has downloaded. But for your case, because it's actually a code, you wouldn't need to do you're going to see the code here, right? So you can choose to make your changes to the code here. Or let's say for instance, I wish this was a code so that I can make changes to it. You can choose to make your changes to the code here. Once you're done, you will see the option to commit changes. So let me try and see if okay. All right, so this is what I'm trying to do. So if you've seen a source code here, now this is a readme file. So readme file supports you making explanations, right, to the codes you have, right, whatever thing you want people to know or read up. This is the first file sometimes that people can read to understand what is there or what you've done, the license and the rest of all that. So you've made this. This was supposed to be here um, because of the fact that this is just a normal document. We don't want to make the changes there. I wish it was a code so that I can edit it. But you see that if this is were to be a code, you first make a statement, right? Let's say it's an HTML, and this thing make okay. Um, or styling of the restaurant project. So once you're done, you've made your comment. I'm imagining that okay. I'm just assuming that um, this uh, contains my code, so I'm going to start giving it or styling it. All right. So you may want to do inline styling. You know, it's a bootstrap file. You do the inline styling, right, or changes to that bootstrap. If they used a template, then you're going to question them, right, on why they use a bootstrap that was already styled. So another thing you're going to do again is to change the features of the bootstrap file if it's already styled. Just make sure you effect changes. The aim is to see that you are trying your hands on how to handle a bootstrap files to style, right? So you can do that. And you know you don't need to create a CSS folder. You can do that in there because your CSS, your HTML is up there. But if you want to create another file for CSS, then you have to link the CSS file to the main document structure. That's the HTML. So that's just what you did. Once you're done doing that here, right, you commit your changes. But if you don't want to do it here, you can copy the whole source code. So I want to copy this, copy the whole source code, right, and take it to my Visual Studio Code, right, and create a folder, a file here, create a folder and create a file and name it with the respective pages, right, in respect to the different pages. Okay, so say, okay, this restaurant project, right, restaurant project or restaurant.html. Then I'll put the bootstrap here and begin to edit what I don't want or change the styling to make it look different from what the team one did. Right, so that's what you're supposed to do. So once you're done doing that, you can copy it again. You can copy it again back to can copy it again back to copy it again back to this space, right, and highlight the whole code and paste it there. So once you do that, you see this um, box change color like this, like um, ready to be committed, right? So you commit the changes. So you're updating this, commit the changes, right? So once you commit, it's already updated, it's there now online, so you can see that the styling of the restaurant is there. So the next thing is you're going to pull a request. Pulling a request is to send to the person that has the original repository you copied, right? You want to send to him what you've changed. So you pull request. Now you see welcome to pull request. You want to pull a request to the owner of that repository. That's Nafisat now. Now new pull request because you've not done it before. Then sorry. Here you have a lot of things. Base repository. That's this one now is your own local repository, right? Boniface-L Python exercises. That's your copy. Head repository wordmass/Python. That's the head repository, right? So discuss and review the changes in this comparison, blah, blah, blah. Right? So um, create a pull request, update the readme, so add a description. Um, this is the modified version of let's say for instance the restaurant, because you're dealing with the restaurant now. I would have made it the readme file, but let's change it to that so that you understand. Restaurant project. So you can write as you want so that the person will understand what you've done or what you want him to know. You create a pull request. So take our time to read of this. This is the modified version of what the restaurant project. So um, commented now. I've sent the request and the comment. I've already sent the request. So let's see. That's just it. I've sent it. So um, the other account is supposed to receive this. So let me go to the other account and see if there's any notification. Okay. So once you've done that, I didn't sign in initially. Once you've done that, you see that there's a notification box here that will notify Nafisat or me now who own the real account that hey, somebody has updated one of my files. So Boniface L has updated the README file. So can go in now to check. So Nafisat now will go in to see what has been done. So once she checks it, if she sees what you've written, right, blah, 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 she can go through it, check what you've done, right? Um, so this is a modified version of the restaurant project. Okay. Um, she can look at it if she wants to look at it. If once she's done looking at it, she now can merge the pull request. Now, if she merges this, it will automatically assume the space of what she has in her original repository. So she can merge now. Alright, so it will be added. Confirm merge. Right. So the original file she has, we have the change to it. Now let's go back. Let's go back. The original file now will contain that. Um, let's check the repositories. Python, go in here. So let's check the readme. It has been updated, you see. So you see that the original one now has carried this, right? Cause the Python modification demonstration to re-emphasize the steps to forget. So you see that now styling of the restaurant. See, that's been added. So once he merges what you've done, it automatically assumes the space of what she had there, what they've coded before. Right now, Nevista now will be the one to send me, right, that change, because she's going to merge, she's going to put it together. I've sent her an initial repo, so she's going to um, copy what you've done and paste it on that page and then send me the request. So I'm going to merge it now as the person who's going to put everything together. I'm going to merge it and then we can now present the project you've done. All right, with that, we've done a project together. So that's what you're supposed to do. So just click on that link she sent to you if she has sent any, right, and make a copy of it, right, like I've demonstrated. Once you're done, you send it back to her. Cheers. All the best. If you have some more complications, you can still